Hello, and welcome to another meeting of the Lotus Council. So what do I have today? Got an interesting deck. So I'm going to show you the deck that I played with at a pre-release. And I went 3-0 overall. And the interesting thing about this deck is it didn't have any rares or mythics. So let's see what we've got. So might be able to tell right away. I went Golgari. So I focused on the toxic mechanic and trying to be able to do stuff with it. So I got the Singing Hivemaster with Toxic 1. Makes a 1-1 Phyrexian Might that can't block, but also has Toxic 1. Then I got Bilious Skull Dweller with Death Touch and Toxic 1. And Plague Nurse. Really great creature. Toxic 2. 3-4 for 4, you know. This ability. Yeah, that's awesome. So it basically pumps up the toxicity. Then there's Branch Blight Stalker, Toxic 2. Pretty standard. This is actually a pretty strong one. So Sheoldred's Head Cleaver. It's a 2-4 with Menace and Toxic 2. Had 2 copies of that. That one did a lot of work. And then I've got Venomous Brutalizer. So this is a 4-4 for 4 with Toxic 3. But when it's entering the battlefield, there's like a kicker for it. They don't call it kicker, but it's a kicker. Basically, if you pay green and 1, you proliferate. You'll see I have a lot of proliferate in here too. So really great card. And then my big bomb, uncommon of Paladin of Predation. So Toxic 6. 6-7 cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Ouch. Okay, so I did have some card draw with Infectious Inquiry. You draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Really great. Then Vraska's Fall, really great removal. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter. Really good. Then Anoint with Affliction. This card is... I think it's going to end up being a really good one, especially with decks playing Toxic. So exile target creature if it has mana value 3 or less. Okay, black and 1, not bad. It's an exile effect as well. It's not destroy, so it doesn't hit the graveyard. Corrupted. Exile that creature instead if its controller has 3 or more poison counters. So many times I was able to get rid of threats with this card because of Corrupted. Great card. Then Carnivorous Canopy, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. If that permanent's mana value was 3 or less, proliferate. So often I was destroying 1-drop artifacts and things like that to proliferate. So 2 copies, really decent, although I did use it against creatures with flying. Another good one, Annihilating Glare. So for 1 and sack a creature essentially, or sacrifice an artifact, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Pretty good value. And then I have a couple of utility creatures that I'll talk about. So they're Scheming Aspirant. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. I was proliferating a lot. Titanic Grove, just to punch it in. I did win a lot of my games with Toxic, but I also won it quicker by killing the opponent first. So Kinkerbloom. This is a really great one that I like. So pay 1 and sacrifice it, and I can choose destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or proliferate. So oftentimes when I had them at 9, sack this, proliferate, win. Another proliferate effect. So Gulping Scrap Trap, is a little bit expensive, but when it enters the battlefield or dies, proliferate. So, really nice thing. Then Viral Spawning. Created 3/3 green Phyrexian Beast creature with Toxic 1. That was great for 3 mana. But with Corrupted, it has Flashback for the same cost. Fantastic. Then we've got Whisper of the Dross. Target creature gets -1 till end of turn and proliferate. Then Drown in Ichor. Target creature gets -4/-4 till end of turn. Proliferate. A natural restoration. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Proliferate. Might see a pattern there. So I was doing a lot of proliferation and stuff. Then I did use Phyrexia Atlas. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, so 3 and 1. But with Corrupted, whenever I was tapping it, they were losing a life. And this actually whittled a lot of people down. Because, you know, just when they're at 3, just tap it. Even if I don't need the mana. Ping them for 1. Okay, then I had 2 copies of Terramorphic Expanse. I got 2 of the Hunter Maze. So if you're not familiar with these, 1 and the color, tap 2, sacrifice it to draw a card. So card draw. Then I got a Dross Pit as well, which is the black version. Sorted Forests. Love the Phyrexian. I love the non-Phyrexian. Swamps. Again, similar thing where I love the Phyrexian and the non-Phyrexian type swamps. So overall, it was a super fun deck to run. And I managed to get there without any rares or mythics. So I think just from playing this a little bit, it's an incredibly fast-paced set. And if you build around the correct archetypes in drafts and sealed, you will do well. So anyway, we want to thank you for joining us today. Hopefully this was a fun video for you and enjoyed the deck tech. If you're on the lookout for cards, go check out our friends over at Geekified. And if you want to know when we're having our next video, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join us in the Discord, which you should do. We do all sorts of fun stuff in there. So with that, that's all we have for today, and our meeting is now adjourned, but we hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.